signed the contract again out of fear that I didn't have much to go back home to. So I never planned on coming back home just yet. I signed the 2 years to give myself more time to decide what I will really do. And then 2022 came. I was about to start the new contract. My mom says she's getting married. But yeah, left field. Oh my God, you're gonna get married. I have to be there. Mom says she can't get married without me. I have to be there. I just signed another 2-year contract. Supposed to start September 2022. Mom tells me probably April 2022 she's gonna get married. She said, when can you come home? I said, Mom, we cannot leave China, we cannot enter China. This is how this is gonna work. I don't know.
Right.
I'm gonna have to get some special permission, all of that. But I can't miss it. It's my mom, she's my person, my love, I can't miss it.
Yeah.
So I pleaded to the school, I pleaded to this person, that person, and I said, if you can find a return flight, get all your tests, blah, 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 then we can allow it, but at your own risk. If you get stuck, we are cutting you off, blah, blah, blah. So I had my return flights, and you have to do quarantine to get back into China, so you have to book a quarantine hotel. So I booked my quarantine hotel, everything in advance before I could leave. When I got to the wedding in Jamaica, no, it was in Florida. She had the wedding in Florida when I got there. Tears of joy because we hadn't seen each other since I left.
Yeah. You may notice that we look a little bit different in this part of the interview. So as we're going to continue this interview, and we're at the point where Sandi is in Jamaica. So you said that your mom was getting married and she was like, I'm not doing this without you, you're my ride or die, my day one.
Yeah, and I just couldn't miss it.
Yeah.
I couldn't miss it despite China having tons of restrictions, especially with international schools there. They depend on foreigners to stay and be there for the next semester. But I just couldn't risk missing my mom's wedding. And on top of that, it's like, family or work. What's more important at this point? So it was a huge risk leaving to go to the wedding because I did not know if I'd be able to fly back based on how hard it is to get a flight back to China at the time. So after I came back, I went to the wedding, big smiles, happy moments. I haven't seen my mom in years, so that was, huge because of COVID. I couldn't see her, whatever. So that was huge and so worth the risk.
Yeah.
But then when it was time to go back, my flight, one leg of my flight got canceled because of the COVID situation. And so to buy a new one, it would have cost me thousands of US dollars. And I had to decide, okay, is it really worth going through all of this and having to quarantine for a month and all that just to, go back to China and feel stuck again because you can't leave again? And that's when I had a long talk with my mom and dad, and they're just like, Sandi, it's time. It's time. Like, it's been 10 years, it's time. So that's why I ended up staying home. And I don't regret it.
10 years.
10 whole years.
Did it feel like 10 years when it was happening?
It flew by.
Yeah, it did. Like, it didn't really.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't really acknowledge that it was 10 years
Right.
until I came home. And I was like, wow, I really spent my whole 20s
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
But I loved it. It was worth it to me.
Yeah, and that's in a bad way. Like, it was an experience, and that's why we can say, like, you've lived that life, and you still have so much more life happening.
1,000%.
Right? But that's so, amazing. Okay, so you're here now, and then what does that look like? So your parents, as always, are supportive, and helping you to, just do what you need to do. But what does that mean? Like, first of all, for what you're doing now, do you take a break? Like, are you on the beach every day? When you just came back, what is happening?
Well, so first things first, it's like my biggest concern was, okay, what am I gonna do work-wise? I was a teacher. Even though my degrees are in trade and economics, I never actually worked. I didn't do much work in my field. So coming back, I'm like, oh my gosh, now we're gonna be in the rat race trying to apply for jobs. Maybe government jobs would be the most suitable thing. But do I want to be in this position? I don't know if that's the path I really want to go down. And then, which is what my mom's in because my mom works at Jampro. But then my dad's an entrepreneur, he's a business owner. And so I kind of felt like I had two paths to go down. And I knew that being back home, I also wanted the flexibility to go to the beach when I feel like it and all of that, and not be so caught up in the stress of government work. So I decided to go that route. So thankfully, I don't take it for granted that I was in a position to have my father could give me a job. And in giving me a job, he allows me the space to pursue my entrepreneurial path, which is, so now I manage my Airbnb as a host. I'm an online store, and I'm sourcing products from China for currently smaller businesses and individuals. So coming home, and that was the first step. Found how am I gonna make some money while I'm here? That was the biggest thing, and it's just been a full adjustment. Trying to socially, economically, okay. Socially, it's still an adjustment. For my personal life, just finding my hair girl, my nail girl, my wax girl. It's also an adjustment.
Because you have to start over.
You have to start over, for real.
And we have things that we need. Some people might say, oh, it's not a necessity. But even when it's not a necessity, no, you're here, you're a professional person, you have to show up the way you need to appear for your job, whatever. And also to feel good for yourself, but you have to go about finding what's suitable for you.
Exactly. And whoever did my hair back when I was a teenager, I would have left when I was like 19 or 20, right? I don't know where she's at. She's doing other things. That wax girl's gone. This hair girl moved to Portmore. Right. So it's like starting over.
Wait, so pause. Can we flash back to China? So when you were in China, what did you do for those things, for hair, natural hair?
Right.
You're a black woman in China. What did you do?
Man, being a black woman in China is it's the craziest thing, to find someone who can understand black hair. That was a struggle, and I felt like you had to know someone who knows someone as a black woman. But thankfully, what I love about expat life is that forming a community is very easy. So you meet another black woman, it's just like, oh girl, do you know about something? So, I got recommendations through that Black Women in Beijing community. And
so was that like a WeChat too? Or
that's a WeChat group as well, literally called Black Women in Beijing. And then you have Black people in Beijing, and you have Jamaicans in Beijing. Okay. So thankfully, I had those groups. So, everyone in the Black Women's chat talking about this Chinese girl who does the best nails. She's quick, she comes to your house. And she comes with her partner, and he's on the foot, she's on the nails, and they're just boom, bam, bam, in, out, nails looking fresh. You get a massage, you get the, pampered. Listen, like everybody knew Shelfie was that nail girl. Shout out to Shelfie. So I love that about Beijing, because that community gave you the links of the go-to person to do your nails, your waxes. So everyone, I had my person come to my apartment. Easy. They bring the bed for the wax. Full on service, everything in my apartment.
That's amazing.
Love the convenience.
Oh my god, it's different. No, because then you have to navigating heat, instant traffic.
Oh no.
Like it can be done, but you have to figure it out. And it's like what's close to you, and then what's economical. Sometimes you pay more because the place is nicer, or somebody is quicker.
But that's the thing with China. The cost of living was much lower. So it was like, oh, you want to do your nails? Yeah, she'll come. Appointments at 4, she'll be here by 4. Wax at 5, hair at 6. They all come to my apartment to just get me done.
Oh, goals.
Brilliant. I tell you.
Business ideas, if you ever want something for people who are professional, who have time.
Yes.
At home.
Bring the service to home. To the home. So, I loved it.
And so you're a traveler, like tell us about that. So since you've been back, do you find that, I know you did a lot of Asian countries when you were in Asia. Was it easy? Is it still kind of easy for you to travel, or is it a little different?
No, sir.
That was a hard adjustment to make, is giving up that ease of travel.
Yeah.
Because I mean, flying from like Beijing to Bali is like nothing, you know. It's a quick hop over, and very cheap. Now, if I want to go to Bali from Kingston, I have to go through like probably 2 US states, a European country, Singapore, just to get there. 20 plus hours of traveling, and then I can't even stay long because now I actually the flight is so long I have to leave early on a long flight to get back to my job in Jamaica.
For work.
And then the time difference.
Right, adjustment.
The adjustment. I mean, Bali, Beijing to Bali is, you know, barely a time difference, but from here to there, it's night and day.
Yeah.
So it's way harder living, now that I live in Jamaica, to really explore the world. I don't do as many trips as I used to do, which is okay. I'm just glad I still am able to do something every now and then.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
It's a planning and
It's a lot of planning. It's more energy just to get there.
Yeah, and I think it's reflective of where, not to say like it's not possible to do still, but it's like where you were in life, like you were younger, like it's like less responsibilities, like you didn't actually have it's fear, like your auntie, your mama auntie,
oh my days,
you do school pickups for your for your cousins and your brother, your sister and brother.
Oh yes.
So it's different, but you know, it's like that's part of the reality of coming home too. It's like you reassimilate into your family life and responsibilities. So
yeah, I mean
that's real.
It is.
That's real.
It is. You know, it's different. I had a much more more freedom when I lived as an expat, as single abroad. But now I'm here, and you want to be as helpful as possible with your family, and you know, so that has been a big adjustment, but it is somewhat rewarding.
It is.
To be able to be there for your family now. When I was away, I couldn't be anything much. Right. And life is still happening down here while I'm over there having a blast. So I missed a lot of birthdays. I missed a lot of family gatherings.
And you're from a big family that's really tight.
Yes.
You're not from a family that you see them when someone dies. Like you all are together multiple times a year.
Absolutely. That's more specifically my mother's side of the family, and we do family reunions. We love link-ups. Like I live for that stuff, you know. So I miss so much having the group chat, seeing all the family fun that I'm missing while I'm away. And so being here now, being able to be in it does feel really good. Yeah. You know, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. Okay, and can we have some spicy topic? So when you were away, like what was dating like? And I don't mean that's real. Okay.
Yes, it is.
So what was dating like as an expat in China, and like what is it now back in? And you would have had before you left, when you were there, and then and then now, like whatever you want to share on that. Like what was your experience? Did you leave someone?
Yes.
Did you?
Yeah. All of the above. Everything you're gonna say.
Alright, so tell people like how, like what that was like and how you navigated that, like.
Yeah. Well, dating as an expat, especially in a tier 1 city like Beijing, where there's a constant flow of foreigners in and out of the city. It was very tricky because you could have met someone and it's going amazing, it's splendid or whatever, and then their contract ends, and then you're at a crossroads, and it's just like, okay, he has to leave China, but you're just starting out, you're not ready to go yet. How does this work? Do you do long distance? Is it, you know? So I feel like a lot of relationships crash. Sorry,
you're okay.
Crashed and burned because you know, it's just a transit. It's a transit type of city. So dating was interesting because of that. It was hard to find longevity in who you're dating,
which might not be a problem depending on what you like.
True. Because honestly, what's interesting is you live in an expat life. It's like a buffet. It's like a buffet of men's.
Was it here for a good time? Not for a long time. No, I don't think I can.
You're kidding, I can't be
You're right.
sorry.
I get that. I get that. Yeah.
Because you have all, you got black, you got white, you got Asian, you got Spanish, you got da-da-da. You know, it's like a variety of choices, right?
Got you.
And everyone's just excited. For the most part, people are sociable because you're an expat, like your friends are your family, right?
Right.
So, yeah, depending on what you like, you can find it dating very interesting there. But if you want something serious, it's really so much harder. Especially since, as I said, we have groups for everything. So we have a foreigners in Beijing group, right? Multiple foreigners in Beijing group. So you could be dating someone amazing today, but your friend dated him last week. You know? And then you're so excited to tell your friends about this new guy, but it's like, but I matched with him yesterday, and it's just like, girl, wait, what? You matched with my guy? It was a lot of that. It was
because there's still few, right? The proportion is
yeah.
So there's variety, but it's a proportion because everybody's different amounts of time.
Yeah, and we're all just interlinked by who we dated. I mean.
It's like a family tree.
Oh my God, it's so good. I know you could make a family tree with
I see.
Who has been with who in Beijing.
I see.
So that part was not cute. That was not cute. Especially in the black community, but that's a whole nother video.
Because may I ask, we spoke to someone from Japan and she was saying like the Japanese men just will not date. Whether you're interested or not, they just will not date you. Is it like that with Chinese men too?
Funny enough, when you asked me about dating in Beijing, I didn't even think of Chinese men. I went straight to the expats.
Got you.
Well, Chinese, I feel like it's even worse in China because it's still a very traditional society. And traditionally speaking, Chinese marry Chinese.
Right.
They're going to keep it in the bloodline. They want to keep it Asian.
Right.
So you will rarely ever, if ever, in my 10 years, I've seen one black girl with a Chinese, marry a Chinese man and have a Chinese child. A Blasian child. So it doesn't happen. However, I don't know what sauce the African man them coming with, but these Chinese girls eat it up. They love them African man. Okay.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah. Yes. You will find a lot more Asian women, Chinese women with black men. They will step out the tradition.
I think that happens in America too, because in California and places like that, like
you see it, right?
You see it, yeah. That's how the Janae Eichel's of the world exists. That's how the Kim O'Reilly Simmons of the world exists.
Yeah. Don't you think? Don't you observe?
More happens,
you observe more Asian women with
black men,
other races, as opposed to Chinese or Asian men with a black woman. Like you don't normally see that.
Got you.
So that was not a thing in China. So I did. When I was in college and I just got there as fresh, I was just like, I'm open to anything. It's fine. There were I dated 2 Chinese men while I was a college student. The first one didn't speak a lick of English, but he thought I was cute. He told someone to tell me I was cute.
Oh.
He came to my university, picked me up, took me out to eat. We couldn't talk.
Oh.
We couldn't talk. We couldn't have full conversation.
You were still early in your Chinese language studies.
I'm still learning, and he doesn't know a lick of English, right? So it was just like...
that's a movie. That's a movie. You should write that script.
Yo, that date was... It was our first...
That's a short film, right? That's a short film. Yeah.
It was just not the most ideal. And then when I moved to Beijing again, there was this nightclub called... I don't remember the name of the club, but it was like very ethnic, very urban. I should say urban. So like all the, the colored, the black people and mixed people, everyone would go to that club. Foreigners go there. And and within that club that was very urban, you'd have the Chinese who are down for that culture, right? And then there are Chinese men in there who would be down for the chocolates, right? So I did date one guy I met in that scene,
But then he was always my black girl, this black queen,
It
this
was almost
black.
like a fetishization.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I was probably the first black girl he's ever
Gotcha.
really dated. So it
was weird.
It was just weird. So that,
Okay.
yeah.
So mostly expats, and then when you were
Yeah,
coming
expats.
back,
Mhm.
was it hard getting adjusted again into
The
or was it
dating
just
life?
yeah, or was it just
Yeah, so well, actually, in my last 2 years of China, I did meet someone, right? He was Brazilian, so he's outside of the American culture, Caribbean culture, which was good, which made it better for me because within our culture in Beijing, we knew someone who dated whoever, right? But it was someone outside the circle. He doesn't really know any of my people. Thank you, God. Clean slate. So we were together for a solid 2 years, and up to the day I came back from my mom's wedding, we were together. We thought, okay, I'll see you in like 2 months. I'll see you a month from now. I had to tell him that I wasn't going back to China. That was hard because that was my boyfriend, you know, and we thought we'd be there.
2 years is not laughable. 2 years is a long time,
and it's COVID.
COVID bond, like that's real.
Yeah.
It's like you and that person.
Yeah, we were in lockdown together
Yeah.
for a lot of time.
Yeah.
And we made it through that. Because, you know, being together for a long time can break up some couples. It's too much time together. No, we got stronger. It was great. So when I told him, no, I called him from Jamaica. I said, boy, it was a long talk on this, but I said I made the decision to stay home, and I'm, you know, sorry to just drop it on you like that. And then it was just we were trying to figure out the logistics of making it work, but he was still fresh to China and he still wanted to stay there for an indefinite period of time. I was done. Also, he's a bit younger than me, so it's just like we decided we'll be good friends, and whatever the future holds, it holds. But so when I came home, I wasn't single last year when I came home. So now I'm home and I'm single, and I'm like, Lord, you done put me in these Jamaican streets. You just put me out, you just threw me out there for the wolves. I have to deal with Jamaican men again. This sucks. And I had to deal with. I would go out and, you know, Jamaican men are not shy. They'll approach you and stuff. So, but the thing is, it's them. These Jamaican men, single or not, they're gonna approach you.
Correct.
So that's been a struggle.
Correct.
That's been a struggle.
Correct.
So dating here it's not hard to find someone, but it's hard to find the right someone.
That's right. Got you.
That's serious. So.
And she's a serious girl. She's fun, but she's. I think that's always.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're serious. You are a businesswoman in your home. Like you have things going on in your life.
Yeah.
And you need someone serious too.
I need someone to match me.
Yeah.
Like,
and you're fun, but you're serious. If that makes sense. Like you're a traveler. You do trips. Like you are fun. You're pretty much the only. But not really. But you like you're about your business.
Let's get real. When it comes to certain things, let's be real here. You're not about to have me and then the baby mother and then the other mother. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's been my challenge living here. I didn't realize polygamy was so huge now these days and all that. Like I've been approached.
That's the real name for it, but they don't.
Oh.
They just see you and like you. And that's it.
I'm being approached now to be in polyamorous relationships. It's just like what. This is what we do in Jamaica now, like y'all. Boy.
So, thanks for sharing that. That got personal, but I appreciate you sharing that. No, because the point of these things, the point of these things is for people to know what's real. Like, if you go away, you were there for a whole 10 years, but you found that kind of long-term relationship at the end of that 10 years, and you came back, like, that can really hurt, but that's a reality.
Yeah,
you know, so it's something we want people to know. And to consider, because sometimes you can't help who becomes your person or when that happens. So.
Yeah.
Right, so you're back.
I'm
You're
back.
doing amazing.
Still adjusting.
Still adjusting. It is an adjustment. That's real. A year in, we're still adjusting. But tell us, that's real. Tell us some tips though for someone who's thinking about coming home. Look dead in the camera and give 3 tips for returning home after you've been away for a long time? Wherever home is, it doesn't have to be Jamaica, but just some tips.
Yeah. Well, returning home, I think first things first, if you can, try to set things in place before you actually get home. I mean, my return home was quite sudden, but thankfully I had the safety nets of my parents' support. I can.
Oh wait, before I forget, so you were working and you were in COVID and you were saving money.
Yes.
So that helped too.
Oh, that helped tremendously.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works. You know, I felt trapped. I couldn't travel and I couldn't do all those fun things, but I was able to save, and then I ended up coming back home, and that savings is what really carried me through for the first few months. So. If possible, have certain things in place back home before you make that move. It makes the transition way easier. Like if you can apply for a job beforehand, do that. If you can just secure a place to live before you do that. Don't just say, yo, I'm not coming, I'm tired. It don't work like that, because it's such even with things in place, I'm still making adjustments, right? So that's one thing too. The save a good little amount before you come, because it's so unpredictable. The things that can happen down here is so unpredictable, and there are tons of fees and taxes that you're not used to paying, and you may forget about. The charges come every month. It's a lot. So having those savings is good. And just to make sure you, if possible, have a support system, have your people, keep them in the know, let them know, are you coming home? And, you try to make arrangements and dates and set, certain expectations, like, because it can be hard. I don't think anyone can really do this alone. It's hard to, or at least it's very difficult to do this alone, So it's really hard. It's like we have our girlfriends group, and I told you guys, I'm home, I'm coming home. Like, I'll put it in the group. You do it too. Like, you'd be like, I'm in Jamaica, because it helps your mental so much. Just to have moments to just talk and vent is so crucial. So I think that's the three biggest things for me, is that helps with the readjustment.
Yes. Those are great tips. Okay, so now I want us to learn something.
Ooh.
You're a teacher, or were, but you don't stop.
Yeah, I guess you never stop, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So what can we learn today? Everybody knows how to say ni hao.
Ni hao.
Xie xie. Okay, so what else can we learn that's helpful? A phrase, maybe, or something?
Yeah. All right. Welcome to Chinese with Miss Forrester.
Okay.
Okay, so I am happy to be back in Jamaica. So that sentence. So 我, that's I, 我. And Chinese is very tonal, so you have to follow my tone. I'm not saying 我 or 我. It's 我很开心. 很开心, right? Hen like the male chicken. Right? Hen.
Female
chicken. Female chicken. 我很开心回牙买加.
Oh, that's Jamaica. That's so cute.
There you go. Yeah.
That's so cute. Okay.
So 我hen, female, right, chicken. 我很 So it's very, I'm very 开心. That's happy.
Oh.
我很开心回牙买加.
I want to thank Sandi for telling us a little bit about her journey, her repatriation journey from China to Jamaica. And I hope you all learned something from her experience. So we'll see you next time on Repat Stories. Bye.
Yeah, we did that.
We did that.